Hello Gemini, welcome to this reading. My name is Zane and we are going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Gemini for the next 3 months. So this will be from April, May, and June. If you're more of a business person, this would be for Q2 or Q2. But with all of that said, do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate. Drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. I do not offer personal readings, so if you get a message from someone that are trying to scam you, please do not get scammed. And check out my Instagram. I do exclusive content there. Just make sure you use the link below. I only have one Instagram account. Let's see what we have here for you. Now, if you watch my content regularly, but you have not yet hit the subscribe button, please do consider doing that. Really helps my channel grow in a big way. Same is true if this is just the first time that you are watching me. All right, so I do not read reversals, but I did find it interesting that that Ten of Swords came out reversed. It's actually a positive meaning of the Ten of Swords. Every card has a positive and a negative meaning, of course, but just something to consider. Interesting. Let me go ahead and take 3 cards here as well to clarify as we go along. Energy on the bottom, you have the Ten of Wands. So this Ten of Wands is potentially somebody who's sort of carrying the weight of the world on their back. They are fighting an uphill battle. And for them, the things to consider, though, to keep in mind, is that the Ten of Wands person has crossed the finish line. Okay, they have completed the journey of the Ten of Wands. Unfortunately, in this case, it does say that there might be more work ahead, but it is work that you are ready to do and is work that you can handle and that you're prepared to complete. And so it doesn't have to be total doom and gloom when you get the Ten of Wands. In fact, the universe chose you to carry this burden for a reason. And it's because you need to be there for you or for somebody else, or you need to be there in somebody's life, or whatever the case may be, or this is a learning experience for you at this time. Now, each one of these wands that they are carrying represents experience earned or knowledge gained along the way, indicating that you are experienced. And it kind of goes back to this idea that you have everything you need to be able to see, to be able to continue going past the finish line, okay? So any burden that's going on, you have experience. You know how to handle it. So I definitely like to see that for you. You do have some endings here. You know, you have 2 tens. In the tens in the tarot represent endings, completions. Means you've gone to the end of the suit, and your journey is sort of over, if you will, at least within that suit. And so, yeah, something that I find interesting. But I actually think that this, whatever ending's happening, is going to clear something for you. I think there's going to be a big opportunity for you here, and let me get into why. So in your current situation, you have the 6 of Swords. This person is sort of making a transition, okay? They are kind of sailing through the dark, right? They are kind of going through a spiritual journey. This can represent a rite of passage in your life, because this person, not only are they sort of sailing through the dark, but they're also in pursuit of calmer shorelines as they have sort of gone past the struggle of the 5 of Swords. And for them, this can feel extremely spiritual at that time. Now, this also can speak to, as I said, general transitions in your life, something going away, but it can also represent you maybe traveling, going to a new place, maybe physically, but also just mentally, spiritually, emotionally, all of those sorts of things, right? When you get the 6 of Swords. For me, it's a very nice card because it says you're not going to get hung up on the loss of the 5 of Swords. Instead, you're moving forward in a healthy, positive way. And you're ready to experience something new, which is, I think, very important for you. In the problem position, speaking of experiencing something new, you do have this Ace of Pentacles, which is a new beginning in the financial or the material realms, but it's in the problem position, okay? And so it's almost like for some of you here, there's really a, whether it's getting into a new apartment, getting into a new home, starting a new job, making a new investment, starting a new project, anything like that, whatever it is for you, there's something here that is maybe blocked, or there's something around a burden that you're carrying. And it could mean that some of you here are so wanting to get this new start, but you just can't see the road ahead for whatever reason, is kind of what I'm feeling. And what I really like here is we have victories in the future. You have the best card in the tarot with the Sun. And so I do see you working through this, but right now there may be something, there may be this feeling of something being stuck, despite that you are making this transition to the new place. Now, in the past, you have this Nine of Wands. So I love to see the Nine of Wands in the past with the Ten of Wands on the bottom. You have created a plan of action, you have created a game plan, and you have worked through the situation. This person here is literally standing at the finish line. And to me, with this Ten of Wands on the bottom, this to me indicates that you have successfully crossed the finish line. This Nine of Wands can say that you want to work through resistance as well. This person is sort of resisting here, as you see that they're holding on to the wands. But I think you've done that. I think you've worked through any sort of resistance around this burden. It's kind of a mixed message. I understand on one hand, I'm saying you crossed the finish line here with the Nine of Wands and the Ten of Wands. And on the other hand, there's a blockage. But it's almost like you're dealing with a lot potentially in the next 3 months. And so I feel like in the past, you've worked through something. There's this new opportunity here, but there's also, I'm going to get into it now here in the future. There's also this situation where you're overcoming a situation. Okay, because you have the Strength card in the future. The Strength card indicates overcoming internal obstacles. This is having willpower over your life. This is asserting yourself. This is being confident, being courageous. This is a major energy of courage. But the most important part is you overcome the obstacle with the Strength card in the future. And so whatever blockage is here, is present here as you make the transition, as you are hoping for this new start, I see you in the future working through that in the next 3 months, okay? And so it's almost like, it's an interesting energy I'm trying to describe. It's like some of you are not out of the water yet, okay? Like you've worked through something here clearly with the Nine of Wands in the past, with the Ten of Wands on the bottom. You're clearly making the right transition, but you're not completely out of the water yet. You will be in the future, because this Strength card is a very good indicator of that situation happening for you in the future, working through whatever you need to work through. Now, on your thoughts or on your conscious awareness in your mind, you have the Sun. So amazing, right? The Sun is the best card to find in the tarot. It's the energy of power, just like the Strength card. Actually, you have two cards that indicate extreme power in your life with the Strength card, the Sun. The Sun can talk about, if you take the energy and the power of the Sun and you put it into a tarot card, that's what you have. So this is total happiness, right? When you get the Sun, something good should happen in your life, or your life should be going in the right direction. This also talks about abundance, victory, and the Sun is a card of truth, indicating that whatever is not true will be exposed by the ray of the Sun. And so, for some of you here, there's a big burst of power and energy for you with the Sun and the Strength card in the future, for sure. Now, in your subconscious awareness, or how you're talking to yourself, or what you can't see, the hidden, you have the Seven of Pentacles. So what could be going on here is, remember, you have this Ace of Pentacles in the problem position. All right, so Ace of Pentacles, new start, but this is something around a blockage in that area. The Seven of Pentacles is around a long-term investment or your long-term financial future. So for some of you here, you're either looking at the harvest that you have grown, as you see the pentacles here growing on the tree, and you're asking yourself, is it time for me to sort of take these pentacles? Is it time for me to harvest what I have grown? Or for others of you, you're thinking about what it is that you need to do to set yourself up for a long term. And this could be why this Ace of Pentacles is in the problem zone, where I feel like some of you are trying to figure that part out, but that's a totally normal, natural part of life. And so what I see you doing here is having a burst of energy, a burst of positivity towards some sort of long-term financial situation, long-term growth in your life. And really, I think maybe working through this hurdle here with the Ace of Pentacles in the problem position. Now, in the staff, in the future or the direction that you are headed, and in your current influence, the way that you are influencing the situation, you have this King of Swords. This is Libra energy. This is the energy of the scales. It could be any air sign. This certainly could be you, Gemini as well, showing up. But typically I read this as a Libra. But the King of Swords is somebody who will give you a fair shot, okay? Somebody who might even help you get from point A to point B. This would be somebody who's potentially considered to be a subject matter expert, and they will give you, just like the Queen of Swords, they will give you wise counsel if you ask them. They probably won't take an emotional interest in you, but like I said, they'll really help you out on your career or in your life in some ways. They can give you really sort of honest, unbiased advice. And, if this is an aspect of you, if this is you showing up, which it could be, the King of Swords might say that there's something that you should take a look at in an honest, fair way. And I think some of you are this is more about the logical side of yourself and of life as opposed to the intuitive side. So some of you here are maybe just taking a look, putting all the facts on the table and saying, okay, what's going on here? Now, in your external awareness, you have or your external influence, you have the Two of Wands. So this person's at a fork in the road. So in the next 3 months here, many of you have choices, decisions, options that you're going down, right? You may have a choice between two paths or two options, 2 or more wands here. For some of you, it may be a lot as you make this transition, as you go through, overcoming an obstacle, overcoming a hurdle here. But, for some of you here, you're going to maybe be faced with a fork in the road. And some of you may need to go into a quick decision mode here with the King of Swords. King of Swords is decisive. Okay, they take their sword, they cut through whatever drama or noise is in their way. In the hopes and fears, you're really hoping for a victory here. The Six of Wands is somebody who's being publicly recognized for their win over the Five of Wands conflict. And so you're really hoping that you can put yourself into a position where you exceed expectations. You're maybe fearful of losing something. You're maybe and I think for some of you here, there clearly is an ending with the Ten of Swords. 2 tens indicate chapters, but this is really for you the worst being behind you and recovery. I feel like I normally don't read reversals, but this one came out reversed. And it just stuck in my mind. But, in reverse, this can actually be a good thing, indicating that the worst is behind you. There's recovery on the way. And for some of you, there's new hope on the horizon after having gone through a challenging ending or an ending in general. But, there is an ending here. I also think, though, that there's an obstacle being removed. And what's important here is that you are the one who's initiating this with the Strength card in the future. I also think this obstacle for many of you could be financial in some ways, really wanting to start something for your long-term growth, for your long-term potential in terms of your personal finance. And for some of you here, I think this is what is recovering for you. You're figuring it out in some ways. It'll be different for everybody, but let's go ahead and start to clarify the situation even more. Okay, so you have the Two of Cups, the Two of Pentacles, and the Five of Wands. So the Two of Cups is my favorite romance card in the tarot. It's two souls linking up in this lifetime. I was not getting a whole lot of relationship energy here, but there certainly could be somebody who's maybe coming in, could be a fire sign, could be an air sign, anything like that. But this person would probably be interested in a long-term situation if you are single and if you are here for that. With this Two of Cups. Now, for I think more of you, you have a deep connection to somebody in your life, and this could be just somebody who you may form a partnership with, or this could just be signifying somebody you have a deep connection with, generally coming in. You have this Two of Pentacles, which is weighing financial options or decisions, or just weighing options and decisions generally. This is juggling or fluctuating wealth. It can indicate that the pentacles may tip in one direction or the other. By default, it's a good change. You have that, I keep going back to this Ace of Pentacles. You're trying to keep all the plates in the air. You're trying to make something work financially, I feel like, at this time. And again, it's really tapping into this inner strength, this courage here with the Strength card to make that happen. I think there's support available, by the way, as well, as you have the Six of Wands, the Six of Wands is certainly support, but also the King of Swords. That could certainly be somebody who just gives you wise counsel, as I've said before. Then you have this Five of Wands, which is a conflict between two people. The thing is, you're looking to successfully overcome this conflict here with the Five of Wands, Six of Wands, and your hopes and fears. I think that's certainly possible. You're overcoming an obstacle here in the future. Let's see what else we have here for you in the next 3 months. Let's go ahead and pull some additional oracle cards to see what wants to come forward here. All right, we're going to take all of those. Okay, so you have, oh, very nice. You have Medicine Guardian, be open to healing information, as well as Protection Guardian. Drop your shield. So Guardian energy, right? Protection coming in. And, you know, there is this energy of you getting help in some ways, or just when I say getting help, I mean somebody could just tell you, could deliver information like this healing information here that just makes you view a situation in a new way. What else do we have here? You have the Star Ancestor, follow the voices of your soul, as well as Magic Guardian, unlock the magic within. Magic Guardian is probably my favorite, if not one of my most favorite cards here in this Oracle deck, because I just love the imagery. And it's, for me, it's sort of like the magician energy where you have the ability to manifest whatever. And again, look at this energy here, unlock the magic within. The Strength card is somebody who's going within, finding the answers within themselves to overcome an obstacle. I love this Star Ancestor as well, follow the voice of your soul. And then you have Hermit, retreat and recharge. So it's like, for some of you, I see recovery on the horizon around something, maybe a loss, maybe an ending in your life, but you're finding it, the courage within yourself, the magic within yourself here to work through that and also get through this blockage as well. Let's see what else is going on here. Let's pull some additional messages from the Kipper deck. Okay, so you have change, journey, distant horizons, sudden wealth, house, and main female. Okay, so there could be a situation ending, a relationship, or just a friendship, or, you know, it could be a totally platonic relationship with somebody who's ending here. Again, this is probably unlocking something for you. There could be someone coming in as well, romantically, but I feel like there's more about, there's some sort of change or ending with another person. It's interesting because now we have this change, journey, and distant horizons, which may suggest a move in the future for some of you here in the next 3 months. I was not getting a whole lot of travel energy until just now, but some of you certainly could be changing your residence here with the house, sudden wealth, and then all of these energies of change. You have this message card on the bottom. Definitely a communicative time for you, working through obstacles, working through conflicts with others, but successfully doing that. And so, yeah, love this energy. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Feel free to sign up for my email list, and take care. I will see you in the next reading.